Welcome to the Back to Life podcast, where we explore living well, loving well, and being well. I'm your host, Nicole, and I invite you to tune in for inspirational conversations to get you back to life. Let's get started. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Back to Life podcast. I'm your host, Nicole, and I am so happy that you are back with us again in our conversation on friendshipping. If you're new here, this podcast is all about living well, loving well, and being well to nurture our mental health and getting back to living. And of course, I am here with my co-host, Kelly.
Hi, Nicole.
Oh my gosh, are you doing that? What is it? ASMR?
Hey, Nicole. Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to be back for another episode. And today, one of my favorites.
Okay.
Because we're talking about thank you for being a friend.
I love it. The Golden Girls.
And I can't wait to dive in.
All right. Me too. So I think. So today's episode is all about friendship, gratitude, consistency, and momentum as a friend, as well as recognizing friendship green flags. You know, we always talk about red flags, but now we're going to start with the green flags. And I am partial to it because that's my last name.
I also immediately think of that one guy that runs around the field with a massive green flag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's one way to do it.
Green flags.
Are you ready to do this?
I'm ready.
All right. First up, friendship gratitude. All right. So, Kelly, what do you love and value most about your friendships?
That I'm so good in them.
Okay.
That I'm such a good friend.
Okay.
No,
Isn't she?
self-esteem.
Oh,
No, so there's so many aspects of my friendships that I truly do love. I think that what I value most, and it depends on the different types of friends that we're talking about, right?
Yes.
But like those ride or die, the long term, the ones that know my every secret, they have truly shown me unconditional support.
Okay.
Understanding for who I am, and love and respect for me and the relationship, as well as themselves within the relationship.
Okay.
We have flown to each other because we don't live in the same states. Flown to each other when we've needed that support from each other.
Okay.
We've been there through thick or thin. They have been the people who are there for you. They cheer you on.
Yeah.
They know exactly kind of what you need to lift you up. It's like when you think of I'll say my husband, and I'm like, ugh, he should have known better. He should have come and given me a hug in this moment. And it's, well, they can't read minds. Well, these friends do.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Like they're
find your mind reader friends.
Yes.
Okay.
And so that's kind of what I think about when I truly think about like those real deep, meaningful friendships.
Absolutely. And for me, it's a sense of belonging and connection. So like you were saying, it's like, who sees me? And not a lot of people do. They think they do, but they don't.
Well, they see what you want them to see.
They say, boom. But friendships are supposed to, friendships, they provide a safe space. You know what I mean? Where you can be yourselves, or that is the hope that is the goal. That is the goal. And if you're in some place where you're always constantly hiding, why is this not a safe space for you?
Right.
But that's a reflection. We'll say that for another time. But it's kind of like, but this, like I said, along with the safe space, but it's also a place where you can share your thoughts and your feelings and know that you're accepted for who you are. Your weirdness is accepted here.
Welcome. We welcome it. Yeah.
And it's such a beautiful and fulfilling part of life.
Yes, absolutely. And it's the second that you find that one person that you are like your total awkward, weird, every quirk that you've ever had that
and
you've been
still
like
there.
Yeah. And it's that one day and everything is out, everyone's hanging out. And I immediately think to be like, I'm not supposed to do this. Isn't proper. I'm not doing this right. Social cues. And all of a sudden you're in this like space unabashedly with this person, and you go, oh,
okay,
wow,
yeah,
okay, yeah, no, that's how. This is how like normal people live their lives with friends. I got it.
You mean not the stress of going, what's happening right now?
I'm not wearing the right shoes.
Yeah.
And I think expressing gratitude for those friendships is so vital.
Yeah.
Because it strengthens the bond, right? Number one.
Yeah.
But it also allows us to remind ourselves how lucky we are to have those types of amazing people and connections in our lives. And I think, going back to like the last episode, and even just a heartfelt thank you note, or I'm thinking of you, or just reminders to those people that do mean so much to you, it can go so much farther and in such a long way that we don't even really realize.
Yeah, no, I think it's so important. Gratitude, it helps us focus on the positives and appreciate the little things, that our friends do for us or who they are. It's about recognizing and, valuing their presence and the joy that they bring into our lives. We were having a conversation about, I was telling you about my friendiversary.
Yes.
Is coming up, and not a lot of people celebrate that. You know what I mean? And that's my weirdness. You know what I mean? But I think even though the friendship circle that I have right now, when I celebrate that, even though they won't do that, I think they get a kick out of it. You know what I mean?
They love it.
They love it. And it's kind of like, it's okay if they're not the ones to do it. I love doing that. So I'm that friend.
Right.
And so I am grateful. And that's my chance. Not saying that's the only chance, but that's my chance to say, this is what I love about you or like about you. You are my friend, and I'm so grateful that you're in my life. And this is how you have added to my life. And I like being able to express that in whatever way. And it helps me to know, it's like, I pay attention, I'm like, this person, whether it's the color, their favorite color, or something that I know they like. It's like when you see somebody who sees you, because that's what I would like for myself. I would like somebody to do that. Now I know that people do things differently, but I'm just like, I want them to know that I see them.
Right.
And so I really like that. So gratitude is really important, and it also makes you go, you're a good friend.
well, and you think about like how easy it is to become complacent in those really meaningful relationships, like those it's so easy to assume. Right? It's so easy to be like, oh, but they know I love them. They know that I appreciate them. They know that I care about them.
How do you know?
Right? And we do, but
it's like
having that extra thank you and those little touches of, I sent them a birthday card.
Yeah, we're just talking about a birthday card.
And the envelope is the color, their favorite color. Or those little things that you just assume that they know that I'm appreciative of.
It matters. But
that hits so hard. Especially from the people that you hold so much closer to you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, if I do the laundry every day and no one says anything about clean laundry, I'm gonna get angry.
It's like,
do I know they like having clean clothes? Yes.
Yeah, it, but it's like,
do I want to hear it? I do. I do.
Tell me.
Tell me how great the launderer I am.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just gonna throw it at you. I'm just
do it yourself. I'm done.
Exactly.
You're not getting real plates today. Okay, so thinking of just gratitude in and of itself.
Yeah.
I want everyone that is listening to think about what you love and value most about your friends. So what is it that you truly like? Is it the awkward memes? Is it the late night text messages?
What brings a smile to your face?
Yeah. Is it the Wednesday phone call on the way to, whatever extracurricular? Is it the phone call Friday morning on the way to work in traffic?
The emojis.
Right. Is it the certain arrangement of emojis to your responses, knowing that they heard you?
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you truly love about that friendship and those friends? And recently, how have you expressed gratitude to them?
Yeah. Have you? Period. There you
Mm-hmm.
go. No, that's a great reflection. So now let's talk about consistency and momentum as a friend.
Mm-hmm.
So maintaining friendships requires effort and intention. We've talked about that.
We have.
I will, scream that too.
Till you dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it matters. And the thing about it is, it doesn't mean you have to talk to somebody every day or, all those things,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to show that you care,
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, if someone doesn't, if you're sitting there going, if you're the only one reaching out, if you're the only one doing this, and they keep saying, oh, well, I'll talk to you next month or something like that, get the hint.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be a bad thing or whatever. Just get the hint. This is not don't pursue people who don't care about you.
Right.
They may not say that to your face, but.
Right. Well, and I feel like a lot of that also is, don't continue to pursue a relationship in a way that's not conducive to everyone's life.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do I have some ride or dies that I don't talk to for months on end? Yes.
Yeah, but when you talk, you pick up right where you left off, right?
But I'm not going to sit there and every single morning I'm calling them and I'm texting them, not wasting, but utilizing my time in a way that can be best served elsewhere.
And that's not your relationship.
Right. And we're also not in those life, stages where we talk every day.
Yeah.
But do we show effort? Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that the biggest point to that is making time for your friends, even when life does get busy, right?
That's huge.
Well, and that's where the regular check-ins
and
the reaching out periodically. Do we also understand that life is still busy and they'll message me back when they have time? Yes, we are also accepting and understanding of that.
Yeah.
We're planning activities together and we're being there for them during important moments, showing that you do care, that they are seen, that you recognize them and you value the relationship.
Yeah.
A lot of it reminds me of, what are you doing to care for yourself? The self-care aspect.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not intentional with self-care and carving that time out for yourself, then you're not going to do it. If you're not consistent with it, you're not going to get better at it.
Yeah.
The same thing with relationships. If we're not intentional in carving some time out, then it's not going to happen.
Absolutely. Consistency builds trust and reliability. It's about showing up. It's about keeping promises. It's about being present. Whether it's a quick text or a check-in or scheduling, just a regular check-in, it's like these little things make a huge difference. I remember one person, it might've been in the book that I was reading. Her and her friends, they may not be the daily people that you talk to every day that you send the memes to and stuff like that, but they plan on meeting once a year, like going away somewhere. And that's where they get together for a weekend and they, catch up and everything. And it's really wonderful, for their friendships. I know for me, it kind of stopped right now, but for a while there, we were meeting consistently every month. You know what I mean? It was very intentional and stuff like that. I think something happened and it just kind of threw us off kilter, but we still meet, just not all together. We meet individually, and stuff like that. But just doing things like that, if that's what you can do, that fits in with your schedule. You're like, okay, yeah, once a year we're going to go on a girls trip or, or something like that. And doing that matters.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. Cause that also ties into being proactive. Don't wait for everyone to reach out to you.
No, if you're lonely, reach out.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Take the initiative and reach out and connect to them. It shows that you are really invested in the relationship, you value the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
you trust in the relationship, and that you truly do value them being a part of your life.
Oh, sure, sure. And don't forget to celebrate small moments. You know,
Mm-hmm.
sending a just because message
Mm-hmm.
or sharing something that, you know, reminded you of them. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? It keeps the connection going. It keeps it alive. It keeps it vibrant. It keeps you, you know, kind of like, hey, now that doesn't, like I said, you can't be the only one initiating.
Right.
You know what I mean? There is reciprocity that needs to kind of take place. But you know what I mean? Sometimes you just kind of like, hey, you know,
Yeah.
this is what I'm doing. I'm checking in. You good? You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and it's the biggest part is the ensuring that I don't know if anyone listening is as neurodivergent as I am, but like the object permanence thing is real.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for you being so intentional of keeping those people that do mean so much to you, that have been through so much with you, that are there as your friend.
Yeah.
It's keeping them at the forefront.
Yeah.
And you have to be so intentional with it.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing, you know, responding to them or offering that reciprocity. And
Mm-hmm.
it not only reminds them that they exist to you, but it also does help remind you that they exist to you and you're not alone.
Friendship is a relationship, just
Mm-hmm.
like any other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the relationship you have with your family, the relationship you have with your children, with your spouse or your significant other, you know, the relationship you have, you know, with yourself, there's intentionality. It
Mm-hmm.
matters, you know, and it's important to really be mindful.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what's happening here?
Right.
You know, and if you're starting to feel like they don't, it's like, are you active?
Right. Right. And so I have a reflection.
Of course you do.
Yeah. Here I am. I want everyone that's listening, I want you to think about how you can be more consistent in your friendships. What are some things that you can do or actions you can take to ensure that the momentum is still going? And how can you show those friends that you care?
Gotcha.
Or that they matter?
Yeah. No, that's a perfect reflection. Okay, so finally, let's talk about friendship green flags. Let's wave our green flag, okay?
Big one.
What are some positive signs of a healthy and fulfilling friendship? This is going to be good.
I get everything I need and I'm good. That's right? No, that's not the right answer.
Selfish much?
What? I take. No, that's not the right answer. No, the biggest, I think, green flag for me is that mutual respect and support between each other.
Oh, sure.
I have one example. Mm-hmm. She would kill me if I used her name, but she's one of my best friends, two of my best friends, actually. Mm-hmm. And something happened, and she told my other best friend, and immediately she was like, here are all this info and resources regarding this situation. Mm-hmm. And best friend number one talked to, I think, her husband, and he was amazed and blown away about she didn't question any of the situation or story or your role in the situation. Mm-hmm. And that shows how much respect that she has for you, that there's no second guessing. There's no questioning. It was just,
you need something.
These are all the resources that will back you up. Mm-hmm. And I think it's really just telling of how I actually, the biggest green flag for me in my relationships. It's the trust and the respect that we have for each other. Mm-hmm. Because without that, you got nothing. Yeah. And it's when both friends respect each other's boundaries, right? Mm-hmm. Can't talk right now. Okay, great. I'll talk to you later. Mm-hmm. Opinions. You know what? I don't think that's a smart choice, but I'm going to support you in what you do. Yeah. And individuality. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't be everything for you. You can't be everything for me. Mm-hmm. And I support you for being you. Yeah, go you. Yeah. There's really no judgment. And there's like all this acceptance and this encouragement, but there's no judgment. Yeah. But I think it's those friends that say, you know what, I support you in whatever choice you make.
Mm-hmm.
I think wearing those shoes with that dress is a stupid decision, right? And being receptive to it. I'm not going to judge you for wearing those with that dress,
but you did call it stupid.
But you know what I mean? Like,
I know. Yeah.
It's that I'm not going to judge you for making this choice in the long run. I don't think that's a good choice. Gotcha. I think that's I would call myself stupid if I did that.
I gotcha.
And it's like, okay, so you're not going to judge me for the outcome of this situation.
Yeah. Hey, I love that for you.
Right. I support that. I'm so proud that you made that choice all on your own.
No, mutual respect is key. I agree with that. But another green flag is open and honest communication. It goes back. I know. But that's hard. It's hard because it's hard, especially if you didn't learn that in your family of origin. You know what I mean? And so to have a healthy relationship.
We don't talk about that.
I know.
That's behind closed doors.
We're moving on.
We don't discuss that.
We don't discuss. Yeah. No, but in a healthy.
Don't air our dirty laundry.
Exactly. All of the things, all the messages that we learn. But in a healthy friendship, both people feel comfortable expressing their thoughts and feelings. It goes back to what we talked about in previous episodes about emotional safety.
Yes.
Knowing that they'll be heard and understood. I think one of the things that's really hard for a lot of people is giving and receiving feedback.
Yes. Because
we need to realize that is being filtered, through a specific lens. One of the things we can think about is when, it depends on who's telling us that, our friend one over here can tell us that and we're like, okay, girl, I hear you. Thank you for telling me that. Friend two tells you that and you're like, you're ready to fight her. You know what I mean? Or something like that. So it depends on who.
Now, is friend two really a friend? But if you're ready,
but I'm
ready to go fisticuffs.
You know what I mean? But it depends.
Yes.
Maybe friend is the more opinionated one. She maybe she has a different personality, or whatever. She contributes something. I don't know. But also like not only that depends on who, but it also depends on
how, when, where.
No, but it also depends on, is there a hint of truth
that
we don't want to hear?
Right.
And then 3, also, is it speaking to an insecurity that we have and we're kind of wrestling with that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's, like you said, our experiences and stuff, the lens that comes through. Is it fractured in some way? Or, how do you know you're seeing, is it rosy or is it crooked? What?
Well, that and are we taking their honest communication as a judgment? Because that's an internalized issue that we're dealing with in and of itself.
That's
right?
what I'm saying about the insecurity.
Right.
It's like,
and so are we accepting this conversation as an honest, open communication dialogue? Or are we going into this conversation as this is a judgment placed on me?
How reactive are we? And how offended are we?
Are we responding?
Yeah.
Or are we reacting?
Yeah. So clarifying questions come in for this. It's like, did you mean to say that the way you said that?
I did. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we are just, okay. I mean,
yeah.
So the being able to have that honest communication, I think, is like the number one is you're in that space where you have enough respect for each other that you can trust that whatever conversation you're having isn't coming from a judgmental or insecurity kind of space.
You are responsible for how you deliver the information.
Yeah.
You're not responsible for how it lands because you cannot control another person's emotions, their behaviors or anything.
Correct.
They are responsible for that.
Right.
You are just responsible for how you deliver.
Right. Well, and I do think while we can't control their reaction based on our intentionality, and intentionality can still hurt someone's feelings, it is if we're going into a conversation and my intention is to judge you, make you feel less than, and to hurt your feelings, then I'm not coming to you respectfully or having an honest conversation. I am going in with the intent to be mean.
For sure.
Right? If I'm going into this conversation and I say, I'm not intending for this to come across as mean or anything, and we have that respect with each other, then that message is going to come across a lot differently.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can still own up to the fact that the things that I said did hurt your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
It's still truth. So we need to process that some other way.
Yeah.
But I thought that we were at this level of respect within the relationship that I could be honest with you.
Absolutely.
So let's, you know what, in friends, but let's also not forget, like, you can have fun with your friends too, right?
Well, laughter is communication.
Laughter is communication. And a great friendship is one where you can laugh, you can enjoy each other's company, you can create wonderful memories together. You're also doing those in conjunction with having those honest conversations.
Oh, for sure.
Right? So you're not only having those conversations, you're also having the joy and the positivity and the shared happy experiences.
All right. Absolutely. Trust and reliability are also crucial.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that your friend is there for you,
Mm-hmm.
keeps your confidences, and has your back no matter what is a strong indicator of a healthy friendship.
100%.
Yeah.
Ready for another reflection?
Of course.
I bet you are. All right. So I want everyone to take a moment and reflect on green flags in your friendships. What are some positive signs that you see in relationships, in these main friendships that you see that are healthy and fulfilling?
That's wonderful. That's good to think about, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us in this episode of the Back to Life podcast. Thanks again, Kelly, for joining us in this conversation journey. We hope that you enjoyed this conversation and found some valuable insights about friendship gratitude, consistency, and recognizing green flags. You can find a list of green flags in the show notes. Remember, nurturing these aspects of friendships is key to living well, loving well, and being well. Until next time, take care of yourself and cherish those friendships. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. We'd love to hear your thoughts and stories about friendship. You can also follow us on socials and our website for tips and inspiration. Info is in the show notes. Be well.